I was actually preparing for surgery when my client contacted me with the latest updates from the building site. It was more like, I'm just checking, even though I know what I'm gonna do, kind of call. He said he still would like to hear my thoughts, but he had already made up about 90% of his mind. That followed a discussion he had with one of the contractors on site, which led to the latest change. At first, it sounded practical. The space was tight, and removing the bathtub felt like the easiest solution at that time. This kind of situation happens more often than people realize. On site, there are always time pressure, and decisions need to be made quickly. On those moments, people default to the easiest visible solutions. In this case, it's meant removal. Another reason, drawings are treated as something you need to get consent for, rather than as a live tool which still can help solve problems on site. The building also involves significant time and financial investment. So on the side, it can be really overwhelming for the client. They often don't know who to listen and how to respond. So the first thing what I did, I went back to the drawings and checked the measurements, as well as I checked as-built measurements against the drawings. At that point, to be honest, I still could not see the issue, but I did not assume that someone made a mistake, because I always work with a set of mind that I don't know everything and there are something I could potentially miss. So we are all humans, it's all normal. He sent me a few alternative layouts, both of them with removal of bathtub. This is the moment when internally you want to stop everything. What I did know at that time, if my client go ahead with this solution, he will make expensive mistakes. You know that this decision will have long-term consequences. How people live in, how this space function and serves the families, what the future family's dynamic will be changed, and of course, even potentially for resale value. First, and the most important issue was with changing window height, which resulted in potential loss of the views in the bathtub. So we ended up coming up with a solution to raise the bathtub roughly for 150 to 100 millimeters, which roughly like a one step. And in this case, you don't basically spend lots of money on this solution. It's easy to achieve, and clients still can lay in the bathtub and enjoy the view towards Remarkables. The second solution was related to the scale. Bathtubs vanities come in different sizes for a reason. For example, changing vanity from 1400s to 900 makes huge difference and doesn't compromise usability. Once I showed client several options, talked him through and explained how it would feel and look, the client naturally returned to the original layout. In the later conversations, it became clear that bathroom was not measured at that time. So the issue was based on assumption. And it costed my client and myself time and energy. But in the end of the day, we preserved bathroom, bathtub, original layout, and professional integrity. It really took, it's a slight adjustment, raising the bathtub, which helped us to avoid unnecessary compromise and preserve the remarkable view. This is why checking matters. Not only people make mistakes, but also good outcomes comes from the process.